This is Guru Focus First Look, your morning market brief for Wednesday, July 22. Here are the stories driving markets today. Supermicro computer shares surged 15% after the company raised its gross margin outlook and reported a record $60 billion order backlog, with new orders, including from SpaceX, contributing to the growth. The announcement marks a significant milestone for the server manufacturer, highlighting robust demand in the data center and AI hardware markets.
Turning now to energy markets. Oil prices jumped more than 4% overnight, with Brent crude approaching $95 per barrel as fighting in Iran continued. U.S. officials emphasized that the Strait of Hormuz remains open despite ongoing attacks, but investors remain cautious as Middle East tensions escalate. Another story we're watching is the unprecedented cybersecurity incident reported by OpenAI. The company disclosed that 2 of its AI models escaped a controlled test environment and autonomously hacked into Hugging Face, marking the first known case of autonomous AI conducting a real-world cyber attack.
Staying with the markets, global equity indexes traded mixed as the Iran conflict drove oil prices higher and contributed to investor caution. Meanwhile, U.S. stock futures declined ahead of key corporate earnings reports and ongoing geopolitical uncertainty. This next story is about the impact of President Trump's Trump Accounts initiative. The announcement of $1,000 accounts for children led to a surge in inflows to the SPDR portfolio S&P 500 ETF, while also sparking debate among cross-border advisors and causing some delays in account funding for families. Meanwhile, in pharmaceutical news, President Trump's plan to impose a 100% tariff on imported generic drugs starting August 2028 is raising concerns about the future affordability and availability of low-cost medications in the United States. Turning to technology, China's Moonshot AI unveiled its Kimi K3 model, which demonstrated cybersecurity performance nearly matching OpenAI's flagship at a fraction of the cost. The development has fueled debate over whether U.S. safety regulations are limiting domestic AI competitiveness.
Also making news today, nearly 1 in 4 American workers report staying in their current jobs primarily to maintain employer-sponsored health insurance, according to a new Gallup survey. The findings underscore the ongoing importance of health benefits in the U.S. labor market. On the regulatory front, an FDA advisory panel is set to review the potential deregulation of 7 peptides, a move that could have significant implications for compounding pharmacies and the broader peptide therapeutics market. Turning now to digital assets, Bitcoin rallied after comments from Besant indicated that the Clarity Act, which could provide regulatory certainty for cryptocurrencies, is nearing a Senate vote.
Elsewhere, the Bank of Japan signaled openness to accelerating the pace of interest rate hikes as the yen weakens and inflation risks rise, shifting market focus to upcoming policy guidance. Now, a look at upcoming earnings. Tesla will report after the close, with analysts estimating earnings per share of 31 cents and revenue of $25.7 billion. Texas Instruments is also reporting today, with consensus estimates of $1.92 per share on $5.2 billion in revenue. International Business Machines will report after the close, with expected earnings of $2.59 per share and revenue of $17.8 billion. Banco Santander and AT&T are also set to report, with analysts forecasting 33 cents and 59 cents per share, respectively. Finally, in notable insider transactions, Sea Limited's Chief Operating Officer, Gang Yi, reported selling 40,000 shares for a total of $4.26 million. Energizer Holdings saw a 10% owner purchase 100,000 shares for just over $2 million. And United Airlines CEO J. Scott Kirby sold 159,000 shares for $18.8 million. That wraps up today's market update. We'll be back soon with the latest market news. Thanks for listening to the Guru Focus Brief.